trying to say about the whole thing is back then when we battled somebody in a club, and then you have to think of a club atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
If we went in and did a nice set and whatnot, or whatever we did, and then the next guy came in and did a head spin, the crowd is still going wild for the head spin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So back then we had to develop our style in a way that even though we're doing our style, the people that don't know anything about breaking will still cheer for it. So like, it's weird when I hear the younger generation, they say, oh, we have to explain to the crowd because they don't understand how difficult what we're doing is. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I think your style should be that dynamic anyway that anybody should understand what you're doing, even if you're just doing
Right.
it.
Right. Yeah.
Like Gizmo, I learned this off him without him not even knowing, but and I passed it on to a crew called Third Degree. Like I mentored a crew called Third Degree, which got into Bag of Trix later on. I noticed when Gizmo dances, he'll do a tech, but he'll do it 3 times, and he'll
Mm-hmm.
vary it each time. So
Mm-hmm.
then I passed it on to the guys I was mentoring, and then that became a thing where you can show people like a crowd will get it by the third time. The third
Yeah.
time you hit
Yeah.
it, they're like, oh. If you do something wicked once, they don't know it because you might have done it really smooth, and they might not understand, right? So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like making a style that's accessible while still holding the essence. Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting though, because it's like it was a totally different atmosphere when you guys were coming up. Like a lot of club stuff, like you said. Now it's like if you break in the club, they're like, "Get out of here! What are you doing? You're ruining the
yeah,
dance floor." There, I don't even know if there's a dance floor anymore.
crazy.
um,
I mean, that's where it was born. It was born in the clubs. I mean, and
yeah.
that's where we like to keep it. But things do change, and I mean,
Hmm.
that's that. I'm accepted. Of course, we want to make it go back to the way it was, but at the same time,
Hmm.
we have to evolve too, right? So
Yeah, yeah. Is Bag of Tricks still going? Like, are there new? Is there a new generation at all?
well, technically, my daughter, who's in the background working on her homework, part of the new generation. It's
Nice.
Benzo, myself, and Gizmo and Mariana are active still. Like
Hmm.
Mariana's more
Yeah,
teaching though.
yeah.
Um, Gizmo still dances. Like I mean, I just practiced with him today, like on Zoom on FaceTime,
Oh,
right?
nice.
Yeah, so we practiced today, and yeah, Benzo was doing his thing, and I
Yeah,
play with him sometimes too. So,
yeah,
but it's not like we get together and practice, and it's a crew thing like before.
yeah.
It's more
Right.
like we're doing our own things, and then whenever we hook up, we'll hook up.
Hmm. So that's cool. Yeah, like you guys are still, yeah, active, like you said. I know Benzo does a lot of, or at least before the pandemic, there was a lot of events that he was throwing and just being involved in hip hop, just in
Yeah.
general. Yeah.
And then also I myself, I'm involved with UBL. Like I'm the co-creator of UBL.
Oh, for
Jeff,
real?
yeah. So that the whole
Uh,
thing that was my brainchild. And then I talked to Jeff Reyes' brother Glenn, and he's the one who took me to a donut shop. He goes, Flex, if you won a lottery, what would you do? And I said, well, I would set up a breaking league for people in
mhm.
Toronto because I said we haven't won anything since 1999. This Bag of Tricks one. And I go, if we had a league where we were battling each other all the time, maybe the skill level would go up. And
Mhm.
then they could, we could hook up with different events like freestyle session, and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it make it possible for the younger generation to travel, right? So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
then he's like, well, let's do it. I goes, my brother could fund you. So Jeff Ray has kind of funded UBL on his own. And
Oh,
then,
wow,
yeah, so that's how that started.
crazy. Who's got the wrestling influence with that?
Oh, it's Jeff. I,
Okay.
wrestling knowledge is basically 80s to 90s. And then after the Attitude Era, I stopped watching. So,
It was garbage after that, so you
yeah.
stopped at the right time. It's good now though, or it's back, sort of.
I,
Um,
I saw one dude, I forgot the dude who was copying Ric Flair. And he also used to copy Macho Man. But that guy is pretty good. Like that guy.
oh, yeah, Jay Lethal, I think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. It's not bad, but there's some good people now, and there's like a new company that's pretty decent. But yeah, I don't want to turn this into a wrestling conversation. But yeah, like so like I only know a little bit about UBL, and I basically only saw like it almost looked like how people would set up like boxing or
Yeah.
UFC or stuff like that.
Well,
Can
that
you?
was the plan because I wanted to have like a UBL league and then have people have their own dance studios and whatever, and have someone have a dance studio, teach their kids, be a mentor, be like a coach, and therefore
Hmm.
you're creating jobs within the b-boy community. You're a coach, and that person can have their own crew, but still represent the place that he learns to break, right? Then other
Mm-hmm.
people will set up businesses, and then hopefully about getting this thing big, sponsors will come. But the
Mm-hmm.
problem at the beginning, we tried. There's so many different things. We tried paying both people, the winner and the loser, and then what ended up happening, the battle started becoming like people weren't as hungry because in the end they were going to get paid anyway.
Right, right.
We had to flip that from a league with membership. We flipped it to something else, and now we're pretty much just throwing events right now because we tried certain things. We tried having the event be like a jam, and what we noticed that people at the end of the event would leave. People, if they didn't qualify, would leave. So basically, we
Yeah,
paid a DJ till the end of the night, and then we didn't have that you know, old vibe back, and so we kind of just
yeah,
cut it.
yeah.
So we're catering to what is going on now. Don't get me wrong; I still like events, I mean jams and stuff, but if this is what people are doing, we have to kind of do what roll with the punches, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. It's tough for sure. Like trying to build these things into something like, I guess, something sustainable and something profitable. Like, you know, yeah.
It's
But I
definitely
commend you for that, for doing that.
really
It's
for the love, it's not for the money. Because if you think about it, it's usually the dancers that come to the events, right?
yeah,
And
exactly.
we try to get more people to come from out of town and whatnot, and it does bring a bit more people, but it's not where we should be. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's definitely really tough.